New tonight, it is always a big night when Thomas Worthington and Worthington Kilbourne meet on the basketball court. But tonight, that matchup had special meaning. The whole town came together to cheer on not only their team, but a man who means so much to their community.
It started out as a typical basketball game, but what would play out on this court even before the first tip would be nothing short of spectacular. A moment in time monumental in one man's life, a man that has devoted his to kids.
So when I walked in there and saw the sea of blue with the Gus Strong t-shirts, brought me to tears. I mean, it's amazing what people can do and what they'll do for you.
Stephen Gussler is the baseball coach at Thomas Worthington High School who at just 37 was thrown a curveball, colon cancer. While it sidelined his coaching career, the cancer inspired his students to show him just how much they care.
I'm hoping it meant the world to him to see how much he really means to the community.
900 people bought Gus Strong shirts for tonight's surprise.
Alumni, parents, pretty much the whole city of Worthington, whoever knew Gussler.
Coach Gussler continues to battle. It is stage 4 cancer, but with an intense appreciation for every moment, especially the magical ones, like tonight.
Every day is a blessing for me. Many people complain about the daily grind. I look forward to it. Being here tonight just means a lot.
Now, if you missed tonight's game, you will have a chance to show your love to Coach Gussler. He will be back at work on Tuesday.
Well, colorectal cancer affects 1 in every 20 people in the United States. It means you have about a 5% chance of developing it. At Thomas Worthington High School, they are 100% in support of a coach fighting the disease while mentoring his baseball players. Matt Barnes introduces us to the coach who's playing out the game of his life.
Beautiful, Dylan, beautiful.
For 15 years, Stephen Gussler has been a fixture at Thomas Worthington High School, leading the Cardinals baseball team. For the last 4 years, he's also been leading his own personal fight with colon cancer.
In January, I was going to have surgery to have my colon and my rectum removed, so they went in and found some more cancer in the peritoneum, and really kind of broke my heart because, you know, when they close you back up and they don't do what they're supposed to do, it ain't good news.
That news spread across the Worthington community this winter as support for Coach Gus grew at the time when he needed it the most.
You know, life expectancy at a person with that kind of cancer is 9 to 12 months. And, you know, I'm a relatively young person and got a bunch of small kids, and I'm like, well, that ain't cool. You know, I'm like, wait a minute, we got a lot of stuff to do. And so at that point, I decided that I was going to live every day to the fullest.
And that's where Frank Welling Field comes into play, a place where Gussler can get away from disease and diagnosis and instead focus on his 2 lifelong passions, teaching and baseball.
How you feeling today?
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just okay? Come on, it's beautiful out here, right?
Yeah.
We're playing baseball.
Pumps us up, gets us going, seeing him fight for us. We got to go out there and continue to fight for him every game, every pitch.
Through 14 games, the Cardinals are off to an 11-3 start, led by 7 seniors who have stood side by side with Coach Gussler all the way, something they will continue to do as he teaches not just baseball lessons.
You got great hands, think middle backside.
But life lessons as well.
Baseball is just a game. I mean, he's going through a major challenge, and life is way more important than baseball, so we just try to channel that into our game, and we've been playing well.
The nice thing is it gives you a new appreciation for life. People complain about the weather or, you know, going to work. I'm like, I'm hoping there's weather today, and I'm hoping there's work today, and so people ask me, how you doing? I said, I'm living the dream.
In Worthington, Matt Barnes, NBC4 Sports.
Just a phenomenal attitude. He has 4 kids, a great wife, and tons of support.
Great story.
Win a state championship. Why not? Let's do it.
They're off to a good start. Yeah. We'll be right back.
Only on TV, a new lease on life for local coach battling colon cancer. When doctors told Stephen Gussler he had only months to live, he refused to give up. And now, 5 years later, he could be just 1 surgery away from being cancer-free. 10 TV's Chuck Strickler joins us live from Thomas Worthington High School with more on how this beloved coach is getting even extra support now from the ones he's touched the most. This is really a special story, Chuck.
Well, Kristen, there still may be a lot of slush and snow outside, but preseason training is in full swing here in the weight room for the Cardinal baseball team. The community of Worthington has really embraced this coach and health teacher for the past 2 years with the Gus Strong campaign. But now his players here are taking that support one step farther.
It's hard. It's real hard. Every day it's a battle. But without the love and support of other people, I'm not sure I'd make it.
Coach Stephen Gussler is taking a break from his coaching duties this season to concentrate on beating cancer. But whether he's in the dugout or not, his influence is still paramount with his players.
Coach Gussler pretty much taught me just about everything I know about baseball. And through that, he's taught me a lot about life, too. Like, give everything your all, no matter what. If you're not going to do 100%, why do it at all?
Coach Gussler says it's all about giving back.
But more importantly, I do believe it's an obligation. I believe we all have to live our life to the fullest. Whatever profession you're in, you give it your best because there are people counting on you.
The Worthington community has returned the favor. Hundreds of Gus Strong t-shirts sold over the past 2 years. And just this weekend, a Twitter campaign took off to tell his story nationwide with Get Gus on ESPN.
But when I got the tweet, it was unbelievable.
Oh, man.
And now this, all players shaving their heads in solidarity and support of their coach.
We are going bold for the boss.
It feels good to be able to inspire people. At the same time, they reciprocate. They don't even know it. And I love it because it's not just about me. It's about every one of us battling, giving our best, knowing that, great things can happen.
And check out the coach's reaction when he arrived at weight training today, just in the last hour, greeted with all those shaved heads, just like his own. You can check out our website for more before and after pictures of that shaving session and more on the interview as well. Now, the coach says that he plans to be in the dugout as much as he can this upcoming baseball season, whether as a scorekeeper, as a water boy, whatever, just to be an inspiration there, his presence for his boys as they go for a third district championship in a row. Reporting live in Worthington, Chuck Strickler, 10 TV News.
New tonight, hundreds of people just gathered to remember the life of a Thomas Worthington High School coach who touched so many lives. Coach Stephen Gussler passed away yesterday after a long-fought battle with cancer. He said it was the support from the community and his family that helped him hang on so long. 10 TV's Danielle Elias attended a vigil for the coach, and Danielle, that support was apparent there tonight.
Was it ever? Now I want you to take a look right here behind me. This banner is signatures, messages, everything from people who were here tonight at this candlelight vigil, an outpouring of support. And in fact, really this entire event we've learned started from one tweet, a tweet from a senior on that baseball team that spread from an idea to a reality.
The reason why there's so many people here tonight is because of him.
A baseball coach, a mentor, a father, and a friend to so many. This community comes together to remember Coach Stephen Gussler.
He's incredible what he's done for me in my life.
Senior Tommy Heroff says he last saw Coach Gussler 2 weeks ago when even in such a feeble stage, he was strong enough to go to one last baseball game. Now this student and many others are dealing with his death.
I've known him for so long and he's been so close to me that it's a personal level that it hurts a lot. I have an empty spot in my stomach now without him.
Tonight, it was about sharing memories.
He made sure that you weren't cutting corners or taking any less of yourself because you're only here for one life.
And consoling those in grief.
And I think it's our duty as a Gus Strong family, whether you're 12 years old or 82 years old, to continue to move forward and inspire other people.
To carry on the message of a man who they love.
Whether he was your coach or a friend or a colleague or you maybe just heard of Gus Strong before. There's people all around the community that maybe have never met him, but the everlasting impact that he's had on their lives, regardless if he's ever even met him or interacted with them, is something that people need to come together and reminisce and celebrate his life too, because really this is kind of a celebration for him. You know, all these people want to be here if they didn't love him.
And you may have noticed those letters OTS in the candles. It means only the strong, a motto Coach Gussler lived by. And there was something one of the students said tonight so eloquent and really on the same vein as what his coach would have said. He said, tonight might have hurt a little bit, but tomorrow, wake up and live. Really impactful for the students and this whole community here tonight. Reporting live in Worthington, Danielle Elias, 10 TV News.
Danielle, thank you. And 10 TV followed Coach Gussler's journey as the community rallied around him this winter. You can watch those stories and see the support the coach felt through his ups and his downs. Just click on Danielle's story on the homepage of 10tv.com.
He was just 43 years old, a father and husband to 4 children, a longtime Thomas Worthington High School coach and teacher, and he lost his 6-year battle with cancer last week.
He coached baseball for 16 seasons, many of them winning seasons, but this afternoon, a community came together to remember him. Our Beth Del Ponte was there for the emotional goodbye.
And that it was. The sun was shining today for over 800 people who came out to Grace Polaris Church to celebrate the life of a man who had become a hero to so many of the lives he touched. Gussler was called a hero by those who knew him.
He's my hero.
Today, the church was full of family and friends gathered to remember the unique person Gussler was. His best friend spoke how Gussler was a leader and always made time for the people in his life.
Even though I got hundreds of memories, I got a hole in my heart that's 30 years wide.
Today's funeral was a chance for many of Stephen Gussler's loved ones to reminisce.
I never had to ride the bus. Stephen was always there, giving me a ride to school, never saying no.
Gussler wore many hats, but perhaps best known in the Central Ohio community as an outstanding teacher and baseball coach. But to his childhood friends he grew up with, he was much more than that.
He wasn't just a friend, he shaped our lives.
You never saw him not smiling, you know, like you could be doing anything with him and he was always smiling.
He was competitive about everything, and that made all of us want to be better.
As for Gussler's family, friends say they will rally around them, giving them what they need to get through this tough time.
The reality is that he and they have the support around him, around them to hold them up, to be quiet when they need to be quiet, to be a voice of encouragement when they need a voice.
And let's bring in sports reporter Matt Barnes for more perspective on Stephen Gussler's lasting legacy.
Yeah, I mean, I got to talk to him in 2012 and 2013 while he was battling this cancer. And what I found most impressive is just his outlook on life. So positive.
Absolutely.
I mean, he was given 6 to 9 months to live. He went another 2 years. And these kids really grew out of that. And they became stronger as a team and stronger as kids as well.
I think it's really important to remember 6 years, and we're talking a lot of the kids, high school, that's all they knew is him battling this cancer and putting on the game.
Yeah, the seniors that graduated this year or will graduate, they only knew him for 4 years as a guy who was fighting cancer. With that Gus Strong mantra, that's something that's going to live throughout Worthington forever. And I think one thing he told me last year that really touches me is that he said what makes him feel better about even if when he does go, and he did obviously, is that this community was so strong. And they're going to raise his kids the right way, and they'll always be around him. And, you know, if he had to leave, at least he knew he had a community support and love that was there, which will make him feel a lot better, puts his mind at ease.
Clearly a man who touched so many lives.
Absolutely.
Such a beautiful example.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt.